have a bunch of goods today from Japan. I got my Proxy order from Neokyo in the mail today. It wasn't very big because it didn't have too much in it, but it was a little heavy because it was all books and paper goods in it. But as usual, it was just packed in the box, surrounded by bubble wrap, taped to the sides so that it wouldn't wiggle around, and then some extra paper padding on top. It's currently in the second half of September, so this is my first international order that I've gotten in the mail since the latest change in US tariffs. So to be honest, I don't really understand still how it works and how I'm supposed to be affected by it, but I shipped this from Neokyo through FedEx, and then when we went and picked it up today, we didn't have to pay anything in person, and the employee even said he had no idea how the tariffs were being handled and how things would go. So from what I've seen from the experiences of others, I think I'm gonna get some kind of invoice in the mail or something from FedEx in the next couple weeks. So I guess I'll just wait and find out. But into my haul. As usual, I got a bunch of Doujinshi, so I'll share those last. I got a mix of KakaIru and ZoSan this time, so it's not entirely KakaIru like my last hauls have been. But I got a few really exciting art books and a couple manga volumes that I'm excited about. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. I'll have timestamps below as usual. Okay, so first I have a shoujo series that I bought a special edition volume. So it's volume 7 of Love, That's an Understatement. And this is actually a variant cover. I'll put up on the screen the regular volume 7 cover. But the reason that I picked this one up is because it was a special edition that came with an art booklet. So a friend of mine had picked this up a few weeks ago. I didn't even know it existed, but as soon as I saw some of the illustrations inside, I really just wanted to pick it up because it's so cute. So this is one that I've been following the digital release, and I'm not collecting it yet in English print release because it's part of Kodansha's print-on-demand new kind of thing they're doing, and I've been seeing people who are picking up the series, their volumes are coming in just looking so wonky, like different thicknesses and different heights and just not the best print quality, so there's a bonus story in addition to the art pages. But this is so tiny and cute, but I just love the color illustrations. So happy to get this one. And again, this was volume 7 of Love, That's an Understatement, the special edition variant cover. So I'm going to be adding this to all my shoujo fanbook booklets. Next is a BL one-shot that I've been so excited about getting. So I already have the first part of this story. So Offstage Love Side, this was a one-shot release that we haven't gotten in English yet, but I love it. It's so funny. So I have it in Japanese, and then it was announced that it was going to get a spin-off one-shot with the same title, so Offstage Love Side Re. But this story follows an idol who has a relationship with his bodyguard, but it actually is not the first time that they met whenever he became his bodyguard. That was actually a re-encounter from earlier when they had met in the past. It is such a funny series, and I've been looking forward so much to reading the continuation of it. But it is mature rated, so I won't flip through it, but the cover is gorgeous. And then the color art page. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. I haven't read it yet, so planning to read it soon. And then I got the copy of this one. It's not a special edition, but it was, I think, a retailer exclusive that came with this booklet with a little bonus chapter inside. And then because I bought it from that retailer, I also got a little bonus paper with another short comic. But here on this dust jacket, there are kind of advertisements for this mangaka's other series, and this one is one of my favorites by them, Chicken Heart Serenade. So I'm really hoping that anything by this mangaka will get picked up in English so that more of their works will have a chance to get licensed. So really looking forward to reading this one, and had to pick it up so that I could have these together on my shelves. Next is an art book that I've been so excited about ever since I found out about it. And this might actually be the highlight of this whole haul because it just is super nice. So from this series, Black or White, which is one that I really like and I've been collecting, this series follows two actors who were friends in high school and have been dating for a long time. Really privately, though, they are keeping their relationship a secret. But the whole series follows them and their experiences in the entertainment industry and the types of roles that they get and how they interact with each other in public compared to their private relationship and then their coworkers, co-actors. But I really like this series. I think it just ended in Japan with volume 14. I can't remember if it's volume 14 or 15. I think 14. But with the release of the final volume, the mangaka also released an art book separately. So it's actually, I was surprised when I got it in the mail because I thought it was going to be like the typical size of Japanese art books, which is typically like this size, I think, B5. So this is much smaller, but it's about the same size as the Sublime volumes. So I'm actually pretty glad about that because I'll be able to put it on the shelf with my manga volumes now. Normally I put my art books separately because they're bigger. But it's smaller. Typically I do like when art books are the larger format just because then the color illustrations look a little not nicer, but they're just a bigger format that I'm able to take in more easily because it's large. But I'll go ahead and flip through. I have already looked through it, and it's mainly color illustrations, and the last like little bit has a few bonus comics. I'll just start here and flip forward so that I don't accidentally show anything spicy. Couple character profile pages, then some bonus chapters, but then this whole front section is color illustrations. Just gorgeous. I'm so happy that the mangaka released an art book to get all of these. I really like these guys. I actually really like the side characters too, so even though one of them is like kind of antagonistic through like half of the story, I really like him still. They're so cute. But one of the things that is interesting in the story is that they seem like such opposites to the public because he is like always playing this like hero and lovable character, whereas he is always cast as a villain. But then in real life, he is more possessive and the villain character is just the biggest sweetheart. So it's so cute seeing the way they are in private compared to, oh, these are the volume covers. The way they are in private compared to the way they're perceived. But really happy to have this now. And can't wait for the rest of the series to release in English. I have read ahead a couple volumes into the Japanese release, but I haven't read the finale yet, so I'm looking forward to it. black or white. The next item is a Zelda fan art collection by an artist that I really like. So there are two Zelda artists that I follow on Twitter that I just love their art style so much, and this is one of them, Akihare, and I do actually have another of their art books that I picked up when it first went on sale, but this is a newer one. I believe that they have some older ones too that I missed the release, so I'm just always keeping an eye out for someone reselling it. But their art is so nice, and both of these books are just super luxe and just feel so high quality with how they're bound, but also just like the paper quality and the print quality is just super nice. But in general, I'm a big fan of The Legend of Zelda. I am not really a gamer at all, but my husband is, and so I have like watched him play through every Zelda game multiple times, and I just really enjoy it all. Breath of the Wild is my favorite. But it's so exciting because like I've seen most of these illustrations on social media, but then to have them printed and in my physical collection is really exciting to me. So a lot of Tears of the Kingdom art in here, but just really stunning. And that's their new art book. And the release, they did have a few bundles with different merch items, but it was pretty costly to add like the acrylic block and some of the different art pieces. And I was worried they might be heavy and add to the international shipping costs. And then also I wasn't sure what to expect with the tariffs. So we opted to just pick up just the art collection, and honestly, it's super nice, so I'm happy with it. Next is the new release of the Haikyu magazine. So I did get the 2024 release of the Haikyu magazine that featured Hinata and Kageyama. And it's kind of funny that it's like organized like a magazine, and this one even says February 2024 Haikyu magazine. So when this first released, I was a little confused, like if there was going to be a frequency that these were going to be released, like how many they would do, and like what intervals, if they were putting the month and year. But the second book, this is the second one that has released, and it's August 2025. And I've only just flipped through it a little bit, but it has some bonus content following these three, and it is in Japanese. This one is in Japanese as well, but it came with a little sticker sheet, and then in the back, I haven't opened this yet, so I'm not sure if this is like trading cards, like player cards. I assume that's what is in here. There's also a fold-out poster that I think is the cover illustration. But I remember when this art was released of the cover, everyone went wild over his beard, and there was like a solid week where like every Haikyu artist that I follow was posting art of him with his beard. But similar to this one that had like a bonus comic and just a lot of extra content. This one too is, I think, predominantly about those 3 characters on the cover. And then a little extra. A little bonus comic. So like I said, I just got this in the mail today, so I haven't like looked through it real thoroughly, but we'll spend some time going through. I probably won't read it until I'm ready to like spend a lot of time just sitting down with the translator app, just going through. But I love just flipping through and looking at like the little extra illustrations and some of the photos and stuff. I'm gonna have to comb through though and see if there's any new Omi art, because he's my favorite. But just love having like all the content as I can get for this series, because Haikyu is one of my favorite series. So I'm happy to have this new official release with extra content following these guys, even though the series has ended a while ago. So happy to have this one. What's about this one? Okay, it's like milk. Like as if these are ads on the back of a magazine or something. I don't know. But okay. Next is something that I didn't know existed until we were looking for some My Dress Up Darling merch. So the series ended in Japan, and this is a series that my husband and I both really like, and we wanted to go ahead and try to find all of the things that we had missed out on that we wanted, specifically all of the bromides that were released with each volume's new release and different ones from different retailers. So I think there were 15 bromide prints that were released from one retailer with the new volumes, and then there was another retailer that had a different set of bromide prints that they released with the volumes that they sold at their locations. But while we were looking for these, we found out about this little booklet that we didn't know existed. So we went to Japan 2 years ago, but when we were in Japan, we went to an exhibition for Kimi Todoke, and then we found out that like a month or like 2 months after we left Japan, there was an exhibition for My Dress Up Darling. So we were so disappointed that we weren't able to go to this one as well. But this was for their 5th anniversary while it was still serializing. But there was art and merch that was released, but then also this exhibition booklet. They just had a little bit of extra art, and I think it showed, some of the merch that they were selling. But it's kind of cool because some of the art in here is what was released with the variant covers. I think this was the Books A Million Volume 1 variant cover illustration. And then I thought I just saw, this is the art that was the more recent Barnes & Noble variant cover. So just nice to have in our physical collection, just different art that hasn't been released with the English manga release or the anime guidebook or art books. So happy to have this one now. But then for all of the bromides, so fortunately we were able to find all the ones we were looking for in 3 separate listings rather than having to like hunt down individual ones. So I'll just flip through the art bromides. And I know some of these illustrations, like I think these 2 were included as art pages in the Barnes & Noble variant cover exclusive release. But we wanted to have all of them. And it was perfect timing too, because volume 15 just released in Japan, so we were able to get all of them. And these weren't in order. These aren't in order either, so this is just all of them. Oh, we got 2 of this one, I guess. But happy to have these like little extra mini comic bonuses that I hope are like they don't look familiar, so it'll just be a little bit of extra new content. And then I don't know if these ones were like released with the anime or something, but these ones just came with a listing that we were trying to get of this one. So I don't know if there are more of these ones that we don't have yet, but this was the one we wanted from that pack. So now we have all of them, for all of these ones at least. But I'm excited for the English release of the final volumes. We have read ahead and read the finale because we didn't want to get spoiled from people posting about it on social media, so really love this story. Okay, and then before I get into all the doujinshi, I think these are all the KakaIru, and then these are all the Sanji ones. So they're not all ZoSan. I have some Sanji ones too. But before I get into those, I have some new Toji merch. Yay! These are merch items that were released by Kinoko. Kinoko is my favorite Toji artist. Oop. And I have a ton of her art prints and her binder that she released and her art book. I have her resin statue that she designed, as well as a bunch of pins that a couple of pin makers had taken her art and made pins into them. But this is one of her fan arts that I really liked, and she released it as an acrylic standee. And I haven't opened it yet. I'm glad it has like a protective film on it, so it'll be nice and shiny without any scratches, but I'm gonna leave it wrapped until I'm ready to put it on my shelves, and I'm not sure yet where I'm gonna put it, so that's why he's still in here, but he looks gorgeous. Love it. So I have this art now in like in like 4 forms, so not complaining. And then this is kind of funny. I think it's a bookmark. And it's meant to be like for example, it's meant to look like he is like ripping through the page of whatever he's being used as a bookmark for, which I think is hilarious. He's busting out, but had to get this one as well. There was actually another Toji merch item that I wanted, and right now I'm blanking and I can't remember what it was. But for some reason, it wouldn't let me order it. Like, they were selling these goods on Booth, and I ordered them from Booth to Neokyo, and it let me order these ones, and then the third one it wouldn't let me order. But these were the two I wanted the most, so I wasn't like that crushed about it because I was able to secure these ones, and then I already have a lot of her art in other collections with fan art and her art books, so happy to have these ones though. And then I have one more little Sanji trading card, and I'm really glad to have gotten this because this was really cheap, just like $2 or something. But this has been a journey to get this card because I have ordered it 4 times, and 3 of the 4 times the seller just canceled the order, and it was a different seller every time. So I was like, maybe it is not meant to be for me to get a hold of this card, but 4th time's a charm, I guess. So I finally got it, and yay. I did get a new card binder for my One Piece trading cards, and it has been weeks that it's just been sitting there, and I haven't transferred my cards over to my new binder yet. So I'm hoping I can make some time later this week or this weekend and finally get around to doing that. Okay, so the rest of the haul is Doujinshi, and first I'll go through all of my One Piece Doujinshi, and first is LawSan and Sanji. So my main One Piece ship is ZoSan, but I like LawSan too. But this artist, I will just buy whatever they release because I love their art style so much. So by this artist, I already have all of these. So these are the ones that I have so far that they've released. And this is not all of them because I think there are an additional like 3 that I have on my ISO that I'm just watching for. But I love all of these. Their art is so pretty. But these 2 new ones, one is like a booklet and one is like a half-sized one. But I don't think either of them are rated mature, so I'll flip through a little just to show the art style, just because like it's so pretty. Just like their art is always so sensual. And then a comic. It's hard to know when I'm buying them, but whether it's more like an art collection or a doujinshi like comic, I don't mind. And then this one. And such a treat too when there are pops of color, so I'll when editing, I'll just blur out anything that might have been like a little spicy just in case. I didn't think it was R18, but just in case. But happy to have these ones now, and I think I still have like 3 of their works that I'm still looking for. Next is 2 art books. I'm so happy about these because I think I started following this artist on either Twitter or Blue Sky. And then I found out they had these 2 books and I think a 3rd one too. Yeah, so I missed the first one. The first one was SZ Logbook 1. Then they still had available Logbook 2. and then Manga logbook. So I got these two, and I'm hoping I'll be able to find the other one. But I was expecting this one to be an art book and this one to be a story, but they're both art books. So I'm really happy about that because I really like their art style and just like getting to have them in print. But this is their social media. So this one is like telling a story, but without any dialogue or anything. So I'm excited to go through and look a little more closely. I just got these in today, so I just like flipped through them and got all excited and then put them in a pile and looked at the next thing. So I'm gonna have to take some time and really enjoy these. And then the last two are books by an artist that I am collecting all of her stuff in full. And so far, she's released these 3 SanZo Doujinshi, and they're all stories. So she just released these 2. I think they were for a Doujinshi fair that she was tabling. So I'm always so glad whenever they will make a new book for an event, and then after the event ends, they'll just put all of them up for sale. So I don't think this one is R18. This one is just, I think, high school set story following them. And they do ship them SanZo, not ZoSan. But excited to read this one. It looks really sweet. High school setting. The other ones they have are kind of a variety. Like this one, I think, is an Omegaverse. This one is a domestic kind of modern day one. So a little domestic AU. And then this one is like a kind of an age gap, but then also kind of like different timelines merging with each other. So a little bit different, everything that they have been writing so far. But I follow them on social media and they post so much really cute arts of just Zoro and Sanji, but then also in different like situations. Like some are modern AUs, some are canon divergence. There are some of them like as babies and they're so cute. And then this one is like, it's a thicker one, so I wasn't sure what to expect because all I saw was the page count and that it was some kind of collection. Like I wasn't sure, like I still am not sure if it is an anthology that they contributed to or if it's like, it says AZ and Jin, so they're AZ, so maybe it's half and half. But I can't flip through it on camera because it's spicy, but it's about half and half comic and novel content. So I'm not sure if they like collaborated with this person and it's one story that cuts between comic, novel, comic text, and then they are kind of doing the art for it as they go. Or if they're separate little stories and it's just a mix, but like, for example, like it has kind of in the back like profiles for the different characters through it. I don't know. I love their art though, for both Sanji and Zoro, so looking forward to reading this one as well. Happy to have some new stuff by them. And then lastly is my KakaIru pickups. So this is a part 2 that I technically already have, but it's a new release of it. So I already have volume 1 or part 1 of this story, and I have already read it. When I first got it, I thought it was a salaryman story and I was all excited about it, but it is a modern AU where Irika works at a cram school and Kakashi is a salesperson for like office equipment, and so he is regularly going to the cram school. But I already had this part 2, so I bought this when I got this one, and it was noticeably thinner. And I thought, okay, part 2 was a lot shorter, and then I guess maybe it will finish with part 3 because this wasn't a full story. It didn't end with this one. But then I followed the artist on social media and they released this one, which is thicker and I think the complete part 2. So I haven't read the rest of it yet. I did read this one, which is probably like 2/3 of this amount. So I'll need to go back and read the rest of it. And I'm not sure if the ending of this one is going to be the end of the story or if this just is now the full release of part 2 and then there's still going to be a part 3 down the road. But I love their art style. I own all of their doujinshi and art books and I just really like their art style and their little stories, whether they're modern AU or canon divergence, but this is their social media. And I love finding all these artists on like Blue Sky and Twitter and Pixiv because they post so much art that they don't include in all of their books. But then when they do release the books, then it's just a big treat to get them in print. Okay, and then I have 4 left. And I just had to quickly check on my spreadsheet because these 2 are by one artist and then these 2 are by one artist. So this one I have, I believe, 2 more or maybe 3 more of their doujinshi. And then this is a new release. And then this was actually their first release that I had missed. And so I was thrilled with this order that I found this used copy and was able to pick it up. So I have all of their work now. This one released in July, and I think they already have a new one that either is like for pre-order right now or something, but I really like their art style and I'm excited to read these ones. This one is a collection. It says it's a web recording, but it's a collection of a bunch of really short stories, like a 1-page comic or like a 3-page comic, and then just bits of art sprinkled in between the short chapters. So I'm excited to read this one. I've just flipped through it and it's pretty spicy, but I'm excited to read it. And then this one, it says fanbook 5. So I don't remember if this was the first one, then there were 3 more, and then this one, or if this one like doesn't count because it's a weblog. But I think I have all of these because I have been keeping track. And I'll have to check. This artist, I kind of get mixed up with another artist, so I mix up the doujinshi. But thank goodness for spreadsheets. So excited to read this one. And I just flipped through it again and it's like, it's them when they're older. So it's kind of fun. Like I love KakaIru just stories, but then the ones of them when they're like older are, I don't know, they're just especially cute and sweet to me. And then the last 2 items are these 2. And I forgot to say it at the beginning, but I will have put in the timestamps all of the artists' social media handles. So if you want to look up any of these artists, but this is another artist that I am collecting their work in full because I follow them on, I think, Blue Sky and Pixiv, but I really like their art and their stories are fun. I think this might be the 3rd one that I own by them, and then this is their first art book. So I was surprised. I thought these were both going to be doujinshi, just comics, but this one is a full color art book. So, and it's spicy too. So I'm thrilled about this one. It's a treat and I'm excited to read this one as well. I think it was about, I was going to say a month ago, but I think it's been like 3 months now or something that I just had like 2 months that I went really hard on my KakaIru doujinshi and just read through all of them except for the couple that were really text heavy. But since then I've gotten a few Japan hauls where I got in a few more doujinshi and some new artists as well, and then some new ones now by artists that I already collect. So I've got quite a few new ones now that I can just take my time and enjoy the new content. So yeah. Okay, so here's a little spread of bits of the things that I got in my haul today. So like I said in the beginning, just a lot of new books. So lots of new doujinshi, a couple fan books and booklets, and art books. Really excited to have all of this stuff now. I've been in such anticipation to get a few things especially, and I'm excited now to add them all to my shelves. I feel like I always say this whenever I get new stuff in. After I get to the end of my haul video, I always start getting really excited to like put everything away. But hope you enjoyed watching. I am not sure how much I'm going to be ordering from Japan in the coming months because I still, like, while I'm recording this, I'm not sure how I'm going to be affected by the tariffs yet. Hopefully by the time this goes live, I will have gotten like a bill in the mail and I'll maybe feel a little bit more confident. But even with the extra expense, there are a few things that are coming up soon that I absolutely am going to be ordering. Kono Oto Tamare has volume 33 coming out. And then the finale of A Condition Called Love is releasing pretty soon too, I think the second week of October. And it's going to have a special edition release that comes with an art booklet, so have to have that. And then I heard that volume 47 of Yona of the Dawn is going to have an art booklet as well, so I'm still just waiting to find out more about that. That one is further out. And then just a couple of the artists that I follow for ZoSan and KakaIru. Doujinshi, whenever they release new ones, I just have to be quick to order them because if they don't print a lot of them, they're really hard to find secondhand. So I just don't want to miss out on the initial release of them. But like I said, I think that this black or white art book was the highlight of the entire haul for me. And then this Zelda art book too was one I was really looking forward to. And then this Japanese volume of Offstage Love Side Re. I'm just super pumped to read this, so I'm probably going to read it this week, and I really hope that I enjoy it, and I really hope that an English publisher will license this series, but just anything by this artist, because I just have so much I like by them. But hope you enjoyed going through everything with me. I hope I gave sufficient little flip-throughs of things, but I'll see you again soon in another video. Thanks for watching!